welcome. I'm Carol Laurie, host of the Her Health and Spirit podcast and upcoming summit. And today we have Rachel Pontillo joining us. Rachel is the best-selling author of the book Love Your Skin, Love Yourself, and co-author of The Source Code. She's an AADP and IAHC board-certified international health coach, licensed esthetician, and natural skincare formulator and educator. She's the president and the co-founder of the Nutritional Aesthetics Alliance, the creator of the popular skincare and healthy lifestyle blog, Holistically Hot, as well as the 6-week online course, Create Your Skincare. Rachel received her health coaching education from the Institute for Integrative Nutrition, where she was the recipient of the school's prestigious Health Leadership Award, and her aesthetics education from the Vision Academy Paul Mitchell School. She also has a Bachelor of Science degree from Philadelphia University and Masters of Metaphysical Science from the University of Metaphysics. She's currently pursuing her PhD in Holistic Life Counseling. Rachel also holds additional certifications in metaphysical science, detoxification, acupressure, Reiki, Chinese facial diagnosis, and Ayurveda. She's an avid herbalist, self-professed skincare ingredient junkie, and lifelong learner. Welcome, Rachel, to the Her Health and Spirit Podcast.com.
Thank you so much, Carol.
I'm so happy that you're here. And I know you have a great following around this topic of your skincare. And would you touch on how women can shift the thinking around this topic? And I know that would be a very important topic for our audience to think about.
Yeah, so I really think the biggest thing to realize is that you're important. How you feel about yourself is important, and how you feel about yourself doesn't just affect you, it affects everybody around you. So I hear excuses all the time that I don't have time, I don't have money, the kids need this, the husband needs this, the job needs this, the volunteer circle needs this. But if you are feeling drained or you're feeling overly obligated and negative thoughts start happening, that's going to affect all of that work. That's going to affect all of those people. So we really have to not let other people take over or dictate how we take care of ourselves, because our time is the most precious thing we have. And in the end, it's just, people come and go from life, but in the beginning and in the end, it's us and the universe. It's us and God. It's us and the goddess, whatever you want to say.
Yeah.
And that is truly the most important relationship you can have, the relationship with yourself and with your source, with your creator. And just like no mother wants to see her child not take care of herself. No, I truly believe that the universe wants us to care for ourselves and feel good and feel strong.
Very important.
So, yeah, I think realizing that is really the first step that women can make to get started and realize I am worth this effort. I hear also, it's hard, it's expensive, it's time-consuming. I don't know where to start. I'm overwhelmed. I say just start. Just make the decision that you want to live the rest of your life, starting today, as a confident, fully embodied, and empowered woman. And then just start. It's never going to be finished, and it's never going to be perfect. And that in itself already is perfect. I believe that everyone and every process is perfect, but we can't place judgment on it. We have to go through that experience and see where it leads us. So when we hold ourselves back because we're afraid we don't know how to do it right, or we don't have the right resources, or we don't have the right meditation cushion or the right blend of herbal tea, or you know what I mean? People get caught up in these minutiae details, and I think it holds them back. I really believe that you have to just accept that this is what you need to do for yourself, and then just start. And then once you set the intention that you are going to start living for yourself, and in doing so that you then fulfill whatever your life purpose is and help other people, that's when what you actually need becomes more clear to you, and the overwhelm starts to dissipate because you begin to listen to your body, you begin to listen to your intuition, and that begins to guide you.
I think that is such a wonderful perspective. And the other component of this I would like to add is that women need support. And one of the purposes of, these conversations with all of the wonderful experts on the summit and other summits out there is to offer the women support, and they can plug in anytime they're having a difficult time and get the emotional support and the validation that they're on the right path. So
it's so true. Yeah, and we're all on the right path for ourselves once we make that decision to embark on that path. And somebody else's path might not be the same as yours,
right,
but it's still parallel. You're still going in the same direction. So finding other women who are interested in improving their lives and, just being that support for each other, that is so valuable. The bonds of sisterhood are something that this society has really lost, and I think it's something that needs to come back, because women uplifting and supporting women is so very needed.
I totally couldn't agree more. So, and let's talk about the future. What are you working on now that you feel is important to your community and to the world at large?
Okay, so I've just launched my new website, which is rachelpontillo.com, and all of my blog posts, there are hundreds and hundreds of blog posts on all these different topics on there. And, I do talk about skin. I talk about skincare. I talk also about more of the spiritual aspects surrounding skincare. I'm also really pushing this idea of a new feminist movement, that being a feminist does not necessarily mean that women are the same as men in every way, because we're not. The universe didn't make us that way. But to me, it means that women have choices, just like men have choices. We have the same choices, and that, we have to feel empowered to make those choices and not push them off on someone else or fall in line behind someone else just because that person might be male, or otherwise there's no reason why we can't accomplish anything that we want to just because we are not men, and
right on.
that we are not white men. So there's so much that was started with previous feminist movements that I feel the time has come now to pick that back up, see what it looks like in today's society with how women are today, with what we've gained, with what we've lost, and what does this mean now moving forward for women and for the greater good, because women are the nurturers, we are the healers, we are the life givers, and we have a lot of damage to fix that's been done. So I really want to be a part of that movement, and I intend to write more about that subject in addition to the wellness and the skin and stuff like that. So that's a big part of where the new website is going to go with the new content. I've got my blog, I've got my podcast. And then on my online course, Create Your Skincare, we're launching in 2017 an on-demand version, which is going to be a little bit more accessible and affordable for women who want to take their skin into their own hands by making their own products and choosing their own ingredients and not having to worry about whether something is as green or as clean or as organic as it claims to be, because just like I believe people should be cooking the food that you put into your body,
yeah,
I feel like you should be cooking the food that you put onto your body, because it's all nutrition. And it's important to know where it comes from. And I think we know we can't necessarily trust the big manufacturers to keep us safe, either in food or in skin food. Mm-hmm. So I'm really passionate about teaching the course the way I teach it. I also bring some of my spiritual woo-woo into the skincare. We work a lot with setting positive intentions and infusing all of our work with love and prayer, just like the way you would when you're praying over food before you eat it. I believe that's really powerful in making a product more effective. So this on-demand version is going to be for anyone who wants to learn how to make skincare products that work for their unique individual skin now and as it changes throughout the coming months and years, because I think that we have to look at the skin as a living, breathing organ, which it is. It is our largest organ, and it changes just like the rest of our body changes. We can't treat it as a type that came out of some study, 50 years ago. That doesn't translate to individual human beings. We have to look at ourselves as individual human beings, both with our internal health as well as our external health and our skin. So that's the way I teach how to make products, how to make them for individual people, and how to tweak them so that when your skin changes, you don't have to go back to the drawing board. You just make a little adjustment here and there, and you're good to go. And I have the live version, which is in March and September, and that is for professionals, for either health or skin professionals who work with skincare clients and want to be able to provide their patients or clients with custom skincare solutions. But then the on-demand version is more for people who do not want to have a skincare business or are not professionals, and they just want to learn how to take better care of their skin by making products, or they want to help their kids not have bad skin throughout their teenage years.
So
I know that, that's when kids are really bombarded by the worst of the chemicals and the toxicants that are out there, because products that are marketed to teenagers in their magazines and on their, I guess Instagram these days, that's dating me when I say magazine ads.
Yes.
But unfortunately, they're really low quality, and it's what's affordable to them because, let's face it, most teens don't have all that much disposable income. So unfortunately, they're getting these highly toxic products that they're using, and they're using them religiously because that's what all their friends are doing. And that's just, I feel like that's setting their skin up for long-term damage, and that is something that I really am passionate about starting healthy habits at a young age with.
And also, creating your own skincare products is fun, and it
is so much fun.
Everybody away from the internet and the television, and it really helps them get centered in their being. And I think that's one of the things that we've lost, and we all need to come back to that more in our lives. But
go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Well, speaking about kind of renewing a sense of feminism, there's so much wisdom in women's craft, things that were typically associated with women's crafts, like growing food and making food and beautification rituals, which have been around for thousands of years, that have been taken away because of our convenience-minded society, that we really don't do anything for ourselves anymore. And I think we're beginning to go back to some of that. But there's a book that I was reading that was saying that when we lose the ability to do these things for ourselves, and when these traditionally women's arts and wisdom go away out of a society, then the society dies, because then nobody remembers. And if something bad should happen, who's going to know what to do? So I really do feel passionate about preserving these arts and staying connected to how things are made and where things come from. And I really believe that making skincare is a part of that process, because it's something that translates to other aspects of doing things for yourself, creating things from scratch, and being connected to every part of that process.
So that's absolutely wonderful, and I couldn't agree with you more. But before we end, let me ask one last question, and it's along the lines of what we've been talking about just now. If you could change one thing or idea in the world right now about how we live our lives, what would that be?
Oh, it's such a hard question, because there are so many wrongs with our society these days. But I really think the biggest message is that individual people is where change starts. Your voice matters, your thoughts matter, and your actions matter, because that is the only way that other people are affected at an individual level. If you look at social media and mass media, that's how large crowds might be affected temporarily, but that's not necessarily when longer-term change happens. That's not really affecting a mindset shift. That's triggering more of an impulse reaction and a crowd reaction, and that will dissipate. It's the long-term changes and the long-term thought processes that happen on an individual level when individual people connect with something greater than themselves and then take action once they find purpose. That is what starts the chain reaction and the ripple effect and the domino effect, and that is how real change happens. And that is what I'm hoping more and more women become empowered and confident enough to do, because we are the ones teaching our children And then our children are going out into the world, and the cycle begins again, and the wheel continues to turn, but it has to start with one person, one voice, one action.
So impressed, Rachel, and I'm so grateful that you've spent some time with us today. And your thoughts and your intentions are really empowering and so important for women to hear. So let's just tell everybody once again how they can find you and about your on-demand course that will be coming up next year in 2017.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. So my website is rachelpontillo.com, and it's RACHAELPONTILLO.com. And then I'm also at createyourskincare.com. And if you are a professional, either a skin professional or a health professional, and you work with skin clients, I have the live course for you. I also have a professional organization that I'm the co-founder and president of called the Nutritional Aesthetics Alliance, and that provides resources and educational opportunities for you as well at nutritionalaesthetics.com. That's nutritional, and then aesthetics is AESTHETICS.com. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and I also have a lot of excellent resources on my website and through my email. So if you sign up for my email list, you'll get additional resources and insights from me that way as well.
Well, I think that about sums up everything in this moment, and I want to thank you for joining us on the Her Health and Summit, Her Health and Spirit podcast and interview, and we'll all be in touch soon. Thank you, everybody. Have a great day.